So you're probably asking yourself right now, hey, why would I go through all the hassle of plasti dipping my trim if I'm just going to take it off 2 days later? Well, I'm going to tell you why. I did some hunting around on Amazon and I found a pretty good deal on some vinyl. So I'm actually going to do these in vinyl now. So lucky for you, you guys get 2 tutorial videos within 2 days of each other, and I get to hopefully have some good results with this vinyl. I bought some 3M 1080 carbon fiber vinyl. It is textured, it's slight gloss, it's not too glossy. I'll show it to you guys here in a moment, but the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is tear that plasti dip off. So in order to do this, all you really need to do, and like I reiterated in my last video, is you basically just need to tear it. So this is the stuff that you didn't want people doing when they walked up to your car. So you can start using your fingernail, or if it's a little too tough to get through, you can grab like a razor blade or something and kind of dig up a portion. So I'm using my fingernail right now, and there we go. I created a little hole right there, and then you can kind of grab yourself with a good little chunk of it right there. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to rip it like half right there, and then you just take it and just peel it away. Look how easy that's coming off. See, that right there is the key to making sure that you put enough layers on here that you're not going to have a hard time taking it off. So if you go too lightly, this would be like a huge pain in the ass. But I literally just took that off in like, what, 5, maybe 10 seconds at most. And that's with talking to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side peeled off. I'm going to peel off the grill, and then I'm going to show you guys everything you need to do a vinyl job on your trim. You can also do this to your interior or other exterior parts as well. I bought a 6-foot roll, so I should have some left over that I could get creative with in a couple areas. Maybe do the piano black trim that's inside the cabin. Maybe I could do that in carbon fiber or anything else. I was also thinking about the hood scoop as well, but the shape of it is kind of having me say no for the meantime. Maybe in the future, depending on how this goes, because this is going to be my first time doing vinyl, so let's get to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and review a couple things you're going to need in order to get this done. For starters, you're going to want a simple pair of scissors, just to cut the shape out a little bit. You're going to want a razor blade, a nice sharp razor blade for your fine details when we get down to that portion. You're going to want some sort of smooth flat card. This is actually from a Cricut kit that I bought my wife for her Cricut machine that's used for making custom vinyls that you want to print out and all types of other stuff. I've actually used that to make some vinyls for a previous car of mine as well. It's a pretty cool machine, but I'm going to use that just because that's basically what this is designed to do. Also, you're going to want some source of heat so that you can stretch and kind of maneuver the vinyl the way you want it. It is a lot more difficult without a little bit of heat, so I'm going to use the heat gun again. I'm probably going to only go as high as the low setting, unless I see otherwise fit. Socks! And then finally, the piece de la resistance is your vinyl. So this right here, let me go ahead and take this piece of tape off of here and kind of stretch it a little bit. This is the vinyl that I bought. This is 3M 1080 carbon fiber vinyl. It was $18 for, I believe this is a 6-foot roll. Yeah, 6-foot roll, and I think it's either 12 inches or just a little bit more in width here. So in order to get these headlights done, because of the shape of them, I'm going to have to go at an angle like this when I cut it out for my size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it so that I have a little bit extra on each one of my sides, so that way you're able to tuck the vinyl back when we start trimming with our razor blade. And also we're going to cut the circle out in the center and tuck vinyl up in here as well. So I'm thinking these headlight rings, they shouldn't be too hard, but you never know. Let's just see how it goes. Alright, so I've gone ahead and cut out the first piece of vinyl we're going to use. I'd say this is somewhere around probably about 14 inches long, and then you got your about 12-inch width here. That's about what you're going to need to cover the headlight ring of a Mini Cooper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a little bit of these edges here just to get the size down a little more, and then kind of test it over the headlight a little bit, and then we'll start applying it. I'm thinking what I'll do is get the ring, get this set on there real nice, and I should be able to see the differentiation between the actual headlight lens and our ring right here. And then what I'll do is, after I have it pretty solidly on our trim, I'll cut that circle out really carefully with our razor blade, and then we'll continue on from there. Alright, so change of plans to what I said the first time. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hold this as close to where I know I need my width and my lengths to be. So go ahead and feel through your vinyl for the edges of everything. Make sure everything's going to be able to contact a piece of this vinyl all the way around. That looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my razor blade and I'm going to score just somewhere, a guesstimate of approximation of the center of my headlight lens right here.
I wonder what went wrong today. Why do I feel like I linger?
Be careful when you're doing this, guys. I did scratch my lens there a little bit, but I think I'll probably be able to buff that out. So yeah, just be very careful. Not a big deal. So alright. So that's all I wanted right there, was to be able to see our headlight lens a little bit. And now I can kind of get this centered up. And now comes the hard part. I'm going to peel the backing off and try to get it started on our ring here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from both sides like this, and then go up and do the top, and then come down and do the bottom. Because with vinyl, most of the time you want to try to work your way from the center out, especially with curved items like this. But obviously our headlight trim ring doesn't have, anything in the center. So the only thing I can really do is start from the middle of the edges and then work our way to each, top and bottom.
Linger between the words to say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. We lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
Alright, so lesson learned, guys. I should have stuck with my first method and left the piece whole and then cut out the ring of the headlight later. I got the hood popped a little bit so I can bring it up and cut the circle out. Could have saved myself from scratching my lens there a little bit, but that's okay. I can buff that out. So yeah, we're going to start over. You saw me sitting there with the heat gun struggling a little bit, and the problem is when I cut that hole, it kind of screwed us up top here. So now what I'm going to do is the exact first method I was going to go with. I'm going to cut our piece back out. I'm going to stick it basically to the center of our headlight, and I'm going to work my way out to this ring. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit. So I'm going to work my way out to the ring, and then I'm going to pretty much work from the center out, and we'll see how that goes. But like I said, it's my first time trying to apply vinyl to anything like this, so you're learning right along with me.
Now we won't go back home today, until the very last hour. We still got a few more days to slay, it's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all, lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just
Alright, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My first time ever doing vinyl, and as you can see, it came out like complete trash. Let me see if I can zoom in on a couple areas. This was much more difficult than I was thinking. I might try to find some vinyl that's a little easier to work with, I guess. So right up here at the top, I tore it a little bit, got a little too hasty with the heat. You can see a couple wrinkles right there too. The inner portions of the ring right there in the center, those were actually a lot harder to tuck in than I thought they would be. And then down here, I've got a few wrinkles. A circular object is a lot more difficult to vinyl wrap than I really thought it was going to be. So, I mean, some of it came out pretty nice, but otherwise, no, this is coming off. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go ahead and take the Plasti Dip off of the grill and the other headlight. I'm definitely going to have to order more vinyl if I actually want this done, but what I'm probably going to do is get a quote from a shop. So before I buy vinyl, maybe I'll get a small quote from something local that can do this without me screwing it up. One other thing to mention from the other night, my mini badge up front here. You guys see that? You see in like the bottom left corner, there's like a piece missing. The tape from me trying to protect the rest of my car from overspray freaking destroyed that thing. So maybe I might try to carbon fiber vinyl wrap that with a little bit of stuff that I have left over just to cover that up. Don't think it's going to go very well. But to make it simple, instead of doing the whole thing, maybe what I'll do is just that ring that has the mini letters in it. So get the rest of that OEM sticker off of there and then just try to cut a perfect circle as best as I can. Maybe there's some indentation on it that can help guide me. So if I get that done, I'll be right back. I'm just going to do that off camera real quick. Alright, so check it out, guys. I was actually able to get the badge done. Took me about 15 to 20 minutes to play around with the corners and everything. I was able to get it all the way around the edges so there's no chrome showing or anything under there. Definitely still not easy though. And FYI for anybody that might ever try to remove that mini sticker that's in the center here, that thing's a pain in the ass, I'm not going to lie. That piece that came off when I did the Plasti Dip and peeled my masking tape off came off like super easy, and I applied heat, I used a razor blade, all types of stuff to try to get the rest of that sticker out, and you might be able to kind of see a little bit of the contour of the sticker that I actually wasn't able to remove. It just refused to come out. I didn't have any Goo Gone or anything like that on me to try to dissolve the adhesive with, but I mean, it did not want to let go. But as for the badge, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not sure how long it'll last. I think I did a well enough job that it'll stay on there for a good little while, at least until I can find a more permanent solution. But But yeah, overall, this wasn't that bad. You do have to be mindful of these little wing cutouts right there on those side pieces. You have to apply some heat and really push that vinyl down into those spaces, or else you're just going to have big fat air pockets in there by the time you get to your very edge. So that was a little bit of a pain, and it was trial and error with that. But overall, I mean, it came out. So let me zoom out a little bit. Maybe you can see it a little better. So there it is, all nice and carbon fiber. It looks really good with the black grill, which is a shame because right now I'm about to peel the rest of the plasti dip off because I failed on the vinyl over there. Still got the plasti dip over there, but I'm going to go ahead and return the front back to the chrome. I guess we're going to retry in the future. What I'm thinking I might actually do is go ahead and remove the trim, and if I can find the right kind of paint and primer, I'll see if I can find something that's good enough to stick to that chrome plating that's on there. I'll probably give it a good sanding too. But before I go ahead and ruin them completely, I'm definitely going to do a lot more research on that. And you're probably asking yourself as well, why don't you just buy carbon fiber headlight rings and grill? They sell it. Let me tell you why. Because it costs $400 some for that set. And even just to get a black set, I want to say is somewhere around 200, mid 200s, maybe 300 at best. So that's pretty expensive for, 4 pieces of trim. So I'm not willing to shell out that kind of cash right now. I do know that ECS Tuning sells them. That's the only place that I've really researched. But like I said, I'm doing some other big things here. To have to sit there and worry about money for trim pieces is not what I need to be concerned about right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get these things peeled off. I'll let you guys look at it back at chrome with that one carbon fiber piece there as well. So let me go ahead and get these peeled off.
Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
Alright, so there you guys have it. That's the Mini's front end for now. Big fail tonight. Not a huge deal. I mean, what is it? I probably wasted about maybe a little over half of that vinyl. It only costs $18 anyways. Who cares? So now what I'm going to do is figure out what I want to do with the trim up front. Am I going to paint it? Am I just going to re-plasti dip it? Am I going to get a quote from a shop that does vinyl professionally and see what they can do about it? I still have some extra left over. Not 100% sure just how much that is, but I might try to find some other smaller pieces that were a little easier to do, such as the badge up front there. Let me get another zoom in on that. There she is. So, not bad. It kind of sticks out, because it's carbon fiber and nothing else is. But that is what it is. Who cares? At least it's not a hideous peeling sticker anymore. So maybe, like I said, I might try to do the interior piano black pieces that are on the dash. Those are a pretty simple shape, except for when it comes to the edges of the ones on the driver's side, because they turn into curved little half moon circles up against the vents for the driver. So I might not want to tackle that one quite yet. Maybe I will. Who knows? All I know is that you guys stay tuned, because this channel is growing because of you. I appreciate every one of my new subscribers. I appreciate everybody who's been subscribed now for a little while. I know this video probably wasn't the best because it was a fail, but nevertheless, I mean, I'm here to learn, and if you guys want to learn from my mistakes, that's more than fine with me. Not everything is going to come out perfect. Not everything is going to be great all the time. So don't forget, though, I still have a nice surprise coming, something that's going to turn this mini into a beast. So make sure you smash that subscribe button and stay tuned.
Linger between the words.